Hey, what's up YouTube? I did want to do a little quick review for the Samsung Galaxy S6. Now that I've owned it for like 2 to 3 months, I use all the social media. I use my YouTube app. When I'm getting around in public transportation, I use the Yelp app. I use my calendar. Do a little bit of Amazon shopping on there, a little bit of banking, play some Sudoku, listen to podcasts when I'm on airplanes. But that's pretty much, and then I use the camera a lot. Not so much the front facing. The only thing I really use the front facing camera for is to check my hair when I know I'm having a bad hair day. But I primarily use the rear camera because that is the better camera. I'm using the OtterBox Defender case. Great little case, good for the price. I do have another case that I'll be reviewing later, but for the meantime, it's working. Now, I'm just gonna cut to it that this is the iPhone of the Android. That Samsung, all they did was to copy the iPhone and what the iPhone was up to, and they just did it a lot cheaper. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it would be great for my parents or for somebody who just doesn't like technology and learning new things. Before this, I had as you saw in a previous video, I cracked the screen. I had the Nexus 6. And I was trying to explain this to someone else why I like the Nexus 6 so much. And it was just perfect in all sorts of ways. And it was more like a PC in that you could do almost anything you wanted with it, like more customizable and like, it just felt like more like a computer and less like this thing is just like, it's a phone. And I actually like my smartphone to be more like a computer because I don't ever really use it as a phone. So I know that sounds weird and maybe not right, but for that reason I love the Nexus 6. But I went with this because for the same price, this has a faster processor, better camera, it's just newer, it's getting updates, things like that. And you might be saying, well, dude, the S8 just came out. Why are you making a review for the S6? The reason being is a lot of you out there don't necessarily have the money to go out and buy a S8, and the S6 is just as good as the S8. I mean, you're not going to get as nice of a screen, as fast of a processor, but I mean, it's still pretty good. So as far as the pros and cons, pros are you can get this for fairly cheap. It's a good working phone. Everything on it works well. Nothing bad about that. The biggest con for me is actually I watch a lot of YouTube videos. You got to kind of cup the phone, and then now the sound, and a lot of the sound comes on the bottom. There's the speaker here on the bottom too. And so you got to kind of cup to get the sound to project at you. Otherwise it kind of fills the room and it goes in different directions, like out, and it's just not very directional as far as a speaker. That's my biggest con to this phone, is that speaker. Like, I think people sell devices that just like curve the sound back at you. The battery power is good. It does run out though. Like I'm on this thing a lot, and if I'm using like location services and things like that, I can run out of my battery within 4 to 6 hours. Usually it'll last me the whole day though if I'm not using it very much. But the thing is, it charges extremely fast, especially if you have a fast charger. So like even if you run out really quick, you can gain it back really fast. Where some other phones I've had took a little longer time charging. The other thing I don't like about it is you can't expand the memory. I have a lot of apps on here. I have, the DJI app that's really big. I have a bunch of apps on here and they take a ton of space, and then pictures and videos as well. So I typically, like right now, I just went through and I deleted as much stuff as I could, and I still only have 8 gigabytes remaining. And that's not a lot of space. Like I would like, 20, 30, 40 gigabytes left. So I don't have to worry about deleting things and running out of space for my photos and things like that. So besides that, it's a super solid phone, but that's all it is. It's a super solid phone. So if you're not that into phones, you just want something that works for an inexpensive price, then this is for you. If you want something maybe a little more like high end and kind of a lot more capabilities, there's definitely better phones out there. But overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's a solid B. It's basically an iPhone. And I'm not a huge iPhone fan, but if you are, you like the easeability and how user-friendly it is and how it just does what you want it to do, but it doesn't really do much more than that because they're trying to simplify it so much. That's the kind of experience you get with this phone. So I hope that was helpful for you. I mean, you can get these for around $200 now, so it's a good phone as far as if you do lose yours or you need a replacement phone. it's a good choice. The resale value is decent on it as well. Camera's great. I have no issues with the camera. Yeah. Hope you like this review. Maybe give it a little like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like what I do, and we'll see you guys on the next one.